Exactly. One of the things I'm most enjoying about this time, whilst I'm keeping safe and I'm in my house with my children, is all of the time it's given me to do some reading. And they will tell you that I am hardly ever without my Kindle, which has at the minute over 140 books on there. But it's fantastic for storing lots and lots of books and being able to read those without having to have lots of space. So one of the ones I've just read is The Last Spell Breather, which was absolutely fantastic. If you're in year 5 and 6, I think that's a book that you would really enjoy. It's by a lady called Julie Pike. I can highly recommend that. However, today another book that I'd love to read, just the prologue of, is called The Stormkeeper's Island. This is one that I read with my children last year. It's by Catherine Doyle. I'm going to read you the blurb first. When Fionn Boyle sets foot on Arranmore Island, it begins to stir beneath his feet. Once in a generation, Arranmore Island chooses a new stormkeeper to wield its power and keep its magic safe from enemies. The time has come for Fionn's grandfather, a secretive and eccentric old man, to step down. Soon a new keeper will arise. But deep underground, someone has been waiting for Fionn. As the battle to become the island's next champion rages, a more sinister magic is waking up, intent on rekindling an ancient war. So, we're going to read the prologue, and you can decide if it's something that you would enjoy reading at home. In a field full of wild flowers, a boy and a girl stood side by side beneath an ancient oak tree. The sky was angry, the thunder growling like an angry beast. "Are you ready?" asked the boy nervously. The girl raised her chin, her wheat blonde hair sweeping down her back in a curtain. "I've always been ready." They pressed their palms against the gnarled trunk. The tree began to quiver, its branches stretching as it shook itself awake. There was a brief silence, and then a crack exploded above them. A whip of lightning leapt from the clouds and split the centre of the tree in two. Flames erupted along the bark, climbing across the branches and devouring the leaves until everything was a bright, brilliant gold. "Betty," said the boy uncertainly, "should we—" "Shh!" hissed the girl. "It's about to say something." The tree began to whisper. It was much louder than the boy expected, the crackle and hiss of surrounding flames slowly turning into words. "Speak or be spoken to." The girl asked her question. As the tree considered it, she grew restless, tapping her fingers against the charred bark. The air grew heavier, a veil of mist curling the strands around her face. The tree did not speak to the girl again. Instead, it turned its attention to the boy and climbed inside his head. He fell to the ground, twisting and writhing, as a vision unfurled in the blackness of his mind. He was standing on the edge of a headland, with the clouds gathering in his outstretched hands and the wind wreathing his body. He felt the sea rushing through his veins, leaving salt crystals in the lining of his heart. He knew that he was changed forever. Betty had been wrong. The island had chosen him. He tried to blink himself awake, but the tree tightened its grip on his mind. Another vision pushed its way through, something they had not asked to see. "Watch," hissed the tree. "Pay attention." A boy appeared before him. He was a little younger, but he was wearing the same nose and the same eyes. In one hand he held an emerald as green as the island grass. In the other, a crooked staff that pointed out to sea. They stood apart from each other, looking but not really seeing, as ravens filled the sky in plumes of feathers. The earth cracked beneath their feet, and a shadow crept across the island and buried them in darkness. The boy woke up. Back in the field of wildflowers, it was pouring with rain. "Betty," he said, a droplet landing squarely in his mouth, "you won't believe what I've just seen." The girl was standing over him, her eyes narrowed like burning coals. She kicked him in the ribs. "Don't you mean what you just stole?" "Stop!" He twisted away from her as she kicked him again. "I need to tell you something. Can you stop, please? Ow! Listen to me. I saw ravens, Betty. I think—" The girl wasn't listening. She was stalking away from him through wild flowers and sodden grass, her chin tipped to the weeping sky. The boy wanted to call her back, to tell her this was much bigger than her, that it was bigger than both of them. but she had disappeared into thin air, leaving only the faintest ripple behind. The boy tried to swallow his fear. Somewhere deep inside the earth, the darkness was rising again, a darkness more terrible than anything the world had ever seen. It was too late to stop it now. Exciting. This is called The Stormkeeper's Island, and I hope you enjoyed the prologue. If you want to read some more, you'll be able to get that on Kindle. Lovely to see you. Bye.